Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mix, episode 174. I remembered the episode number today of our Isle of Man series. Happy Thursday, wherever in the world you happen to be watching from. And happy 1st of October as well. I don't know about anybody else, but a little peek into my personal or professional life. The end of quarter for September, the end of the month, all that sort of stuff was absolutely chaotic. But we managed to make our way through it, and I'm very keen to just kind of sit back, relax, play some Football Manager, and get back to enjoying the best life has to offer. Also, if you haven't gone and checked out the previous episodes this week, go and have a look at those because they will give you additional detail to where we're at so far this season and what our goals are for the rest of the year and how we're travelling in a variety of different competitions. We've got a couple of big games today that we're going to get pretty much stuck straight into as well. So let's jump in and see how we've gotten on. So, as you can see, first and foremost, right up above my head, sitting pretty top of the table after 12 games played, FC Isle of Man, 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, plus 13 goal difference and 31 points. Breathing right down our necks, who we played yesterday in yesterday's episode, if you haven't gone and watched it, Manchester United, who we of course defeated to go top of the division. Seemingly though, we just kind of pissed them off because they won their subsequent games either 1-0 and 4-0 or 3-0 and 2-0. I actually can't remember what order it shows you this. I think it's 3-0 and 2-0. So they have jumped right up to a plus 21 goal difference and just a single point behind us at the moment. City, similarly as well, they're on plus 16 goal difference, 4 points behind. And then there is already a bit of a gap forming to Everton down on 22 points. Newcastle, Liverpool and Brighton rounding out the European places as things stand. We will play one of those sides, Liverpool, today. We don't have a fantastic record against them, if I'm being completely honest. They have still, despite our successes in the last few seasons, got more wins, 7 wins, 2 draws and 5 defeats throughout the competition. They got plus 11 goal difference as well, so there's some heavy results in there. You can see this string of like 4 straight defeats that we suffered to them at various points. Noel Rubido, who is at Real Madrid now, is that right? He is indeed. He did the damage against us quite a few times when we played previously. But we have turned a bit of a corner. 2-1 victories, 1-0 victories, a 1-1 draw. Last time we played, the most recent result. Hopefully we can continue a good string of results against them and boost that goal differential between the two sides as well. In the other game today, we're going to finish off... Oh, we're not going to finish off. It's our second last game in the Champions League group stages, but potentially it could help decide the group. If we get 3 points, we will be guaranteed top place finish in the group stages. It will also probably relegate maybe Atletico Madrid to Europa League football, depending on the result for Monaco. Goal differences are ridiculous. So far, Monaco have lost twice, 5-1 and 3-0 in their 2 defeats, but they also won against Atletico Madrid in the first game and drew with Sporting, so anything could really happen in terms of the remaining places in the group, but we're looking to try and secure our place in the knockout rounds in today's episode as well. We probably will, in tomorrow's episode, I think, play that last game against Monaco and then have a look at the draw for the knockout rounds. See what ties we get, and then maybe the Champions League knockout rounds become a key focus for next week. We'll just see how we go and what the results are like. We did play one Champions League game off screen, a 2-2 draw with Sporting Lisbon. We were fine in this game. There wasn't really anything to worry about, to be honest. We got a couple of knocks early on to Gabriel and Esteban. We took them off just to be to save ourselves the precaution or risk of losing them for a long stretch. It worked out fine. We got a couple of yellow cards. Harold got a goal. Balde got a goal off the bench, which was great after the hour. They did pull one back late on, but in reality, that's fine. I think our place in the knockout stages is pretty much secure. It's just a case of when is that secure, not if it's going to be secure. As far as the squad's concerned, we have had a couple of knocks. A few players getting back to full fitness, which is great. I know Henri nearly back. He might be back for the second game. Hisham Haji's back as well. Just good enough for the bench though at the moment. Esteban as well, picking up that knock against Sporting Lisbon. He's now back to full fitness, which is fantastic to see. Lucas Gabriel does miss out. He got a hamstring strain against Southampton. He's out for probably another 2 weeks, so we won't see him in today's episode, but maybe tomorrow. And Carlos Andre suspended for the next league match. So perhaps not ideal playing Liverpool, the strength of their side, but we are playing at home. Our tactic is still attacking. It's been working really well for us so far this season. We're getting good performances out of a variety of members in the team, and our depth at the moment is really, really good. So even though we have got a few not starting players like David Lynn, like Medjidou, like Furkan Yilmaz, I think we still have enough strength in the squad overall to be able to get beyond Liverpool and continue our good run of results. But as we know, anything can happen when you reload the game. So if it all goes flying out the window, we'll blame it on Sports Interactive and not my own managerial shortcomings. Okay, so $1.80 favourites to win the game. Excellent form at the moment. They're in relatively inconsistent form. 3 wins in the last 5, a draw and a defeat during that time as well. They're missing a couple of players, but no one jumping out at me as being super important. And they will, of course, be desperate for 3 points to keep their position in the Europa League spots as things currently stand. If they lose at the moment, because it is so tight in that area of the pitch, they do tend to drop down relatively quickly, which goes quite fast. We will keep an eye on fitness throughout the course of this one. We probably won't risk Esteban for the full 90 minutes. We're probably not going to give Hisham Haji any more than 30 minutes as well as he works his way back from injury. But the squad itself, Mancini in goal, Abdesamad and Esteban as a defensive partnership, Medjugorje filling in at left wing back, Yilmaz in at right wing back, Santana and Lind at the base of midfield, Harold as the inverted winger on the left, Castro as the inverted winger on the right, Schaefer, our leading scorer so far this season, playing at the 10, and Rivera wearing the captain's armband and leading the line up top. Liverpool, of course, playing a 4-2-3-1 because every big side in Football Manager this year plays a 4-2-3-1, particularly in the Premier League. We've got one holdout from the original database. It's Noah Kenner, who I think is 16 at the start of everyone's saves. He's now 35 years of age. He does turn 36 at the turn of the new year. 2.5-star current and potential ability. He's done quite well in his career. 75 caps to his name. Had a decent run at Leeds when he first started out in the original database. He was at Norwich for a little bit as well. Has been at Liverpool now, 11 goals in 260 appearances as his career starts to wind down. He's a anchorman and occasionally a central midfielder. They're playing him as a ball-playing defender, it looks like, in today's structure, which will be nice and interesting. They've got a couple other big names in here as well. Pavlovic and Cisternas, the right back and a central defensive midfielder, are equal for most assists this season, chipping in with 4 goals in the Premier League. 4 assists in the Premier League. Giuria, the left winger, is their leading scorer. He's got 4 and 11 in the Premier Division so far, and the highest average rated player, Dylan Garner-Lewis, one of the starting strikers for the England national side, 5-star current and potential ability. He's got 3 goals in 4 appearances so far this season, so he hasn't played all that much given that we are 12 games into the year. So maybe they've got a few players that have been struggling for form, fitness, or they're taking us a little bit lightly and rotating. Either way, it's going to work out positively for us. Assertively, we're going to tell everyone. Media are giving a lot of credit lately. It seems to be doing the trick at the moment. I might calmly tell the front two as well that we've got faith in them as we get into the game. If we keep a clean sheet, if we score more goals than them, we win the football game. Football's very simple, really, when you break it down to that sort of level. First highlight of the match, it's a corner for the Isle of Man. Harold to take. Goes short towards Castro, beats the man. Cuts it back to Lind, about 12 yards out, and it falls to Santana at the edge of the area. Lind's initial shot shut down well by the defence, but the pinball goes our way, and Santana didn't have the greatest gap to work with, but he managed to just squeeze that one in near post at the far corner. We'll check this one out in 3 dimensions. It's going to be a great angle behind the goal. Lind's initial strike shut down. Santana's got nothing to work with really there. He's just got that one little route to goal in outside the defender and no chance to keep him and get back across, and gives us a 1-goal advantage inside 15 minutes. Possession here for Liverpool though. First highlight that we've seen for the Reds in this match. They good switch out there to Pavlovic, who's gotten into the box. Just stand him up, boys. Harold closed him down. It placed to Giuria back post. Thankfully the header always rising just over the crossbar as well. Pavlovic now, throw in, right hand side. Little spell here for Liverpool, and Giuria again with the header straight at Mancini. Is that the end of the highlight, or is there a transition here? Ball out to Harold. Good step inside the midfielder. Can he get it back onto his right foot? He's done alright. Santana now with the ball. Tackled, but it falls to Harold in an advantageous position. Gets into the box, and square ball played to Kunakamo. So Kunakamo with a great save there from Harold's initial ball in. And Uli Schaefer, the fox in the box, his 12th goal of the season already. He was in a little spell where maybe I thought we might drop him for Ruben Martinez, but he's been excellent in the last few games, including in the Carabao Cup and Champions League. And Carmo can only push it back in towards that danger zone, that middle area. Schaefer just rifles it home on his wrong foot as well into the side netting for the 2-goal advantage. Highlight immediately here from kickoff. Possession with Liverpool. Ramos with the ball. Played back to Rivera, who's won it back in a great area. He's going to want to try and get it back on his right foot. He couldn't in the end, though. Angle got the better of him. Kunakamo saves and holds. It's been a good performance, though. 30 minutes in. 2-0 up against a very strong Liverpool side. Corner to be taken. Ramos with the ball in. Kenny's there, and it's straight at Mancini. They've had a couple of headed chances from far and near post. Mancini's been equal to each of them so far, and the highlight continues as he throws it out here to Castro. Good ball in behind here for Rivera. He's got Schaefer making a run in the middle. Instead, he goes to strike from the wide area. Just to break the immersion of the game, Football Manager, if you're watching, if you're listening in. Deep free kick here of Abdesamad to take into Medjugorje as we get into the last couple of minutes of the first half. Ball back across now to Esteban. We can switch it out to the right-hand side, which he does now. Furkan Yilmaz is out there, and Bruno Castro. We work the 2v1 nicely to get Castro goal side, and again, wide area. Instead of getting to the byline, instead of cutting it back to the 2 strikers we've got in the box, tries to put it side netting. Mohamed Kunakamo with long ball forward. No one's gone to John Wiley here in midfield as he bursts forward. He goes for the strike from the edge of the area. Maybe could have looked to play in the striker there, but thankfully the drive from the edge was a bit wild and out for the goal kick. And as halftime is called, we've had 12 shots, 8 on target, 50% possession for Liverpool, 12 shots, 4 on target, 50% of the ball. Most of those backstick headers that have gone straight at the keeper, thankfully. Calmly, I'm going to say, very happy with the way things are going, lads. Keep it up. And tactically speaking, we might drop off just a little bit. Go back to our positive mentality. It's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit less intense in the press. Let's see if we can't invite Liverpool onto us as they look to try and search for goals and equalisers. And hopefully leave some space in behind for the likes of Rivera and Schaefer to exploit. Throw in here is with Liverpool. Ramos with the ball across to Cisternas in midfield. Switches poor. Harold's going to get there first. And if he can get a cross in, there's a couple of boys over on the other side. Good ball to Schaefer. He's got backstick runners as well. Instead, he goes to strike himself. Tell you what, square ball across 6-yard box there. It would have been a tap home for Rivera. But he just screws the shot beyond the far post. Goal kick taken here by Kunakamo, the Liverpool custodian. Long ball forward from Kenny. Gives it straight back to Furkan Yilmaz. Santana looks to come forward now. Got a couple of players on yellow cards that we have to be wary of as well. Schaefer, cut back to Harold. Looks to try and get a ball back in, but it's cleared well away. Medjadu, edge of the area, back to Harold. Goes to strike again. He's clipped the base of the post, and then Liverpool scrambled the ball away. Keeper was scrambling that far side. Tough angle cutting in on that right-hand side, though, to try and get that one into the far corner. We're through the hour mark now, so we're going to hit pause. We're going to have a look at subs. We've got 2 players on yellow cards that we do have to be wary of. Furkan Yilmaz, I think I can trust on yellow card. I'm more concerned, I think, about Esteban down to 63% condition. Going to give Isaac Twos a rare appearance in the Premier Division. And Santana also not playing poorly, but he's got a yellow card, so we're going to give Hisham Haji some time. Keep an eye on Paul Harold's condition down to 70% now. We might make him the last sub in a couple of minutes. But as always, we don't want to risk doing 3 subs at once because I feel like as soon as you do 3 subs in this game, it just punishes you with either a silly red card or an injury or something like that. We'll give it to the last 10 minutes before we run that risk. Highlight here, right-hand side. We'll let this play out before we make the last sub, and I think we might have just given away a penalty. Jarea has gone down under the challenge of David Lind, and this could set up a pretty backs-to-the-wall finish here if they find the finish. Garner Lewis from the penalty spot, and he sends Mancini the wrong way. That's going to make it tight. We are maybe going to switch back to attacking and just get a little bit more aggressive in possession. And we're going to take Harold off and bring on Zuzko Mateo just to get some extra run on that left-hand side. There's an immediate highlight here from kickoff, which is always a concern. Twos, back to Mancini. Wait for the press to come. Good ball forward to Abdesamad. Now switch out towards Harold. Last involvement for him, you'd think, before he comes off. Abdesamad has an overlapping fullback on the left. Nearly overplays it. Instead goes to Harold. Lind now looks for the overlap for Medjdu. Can he get a good ball back in the box? Pavlovic with a tackle. Santini wins the ball back for Liverpool and the highlight comes to an end. We've also used a demand more shout with a few minutes remaining, hopefully just to give everyone some focus through to full time. That's all we really need. And as I'm looking at other results, it might be that United is dropping points today and we might go 4 points clear at the top of the table. We'll check that out in a moment. But full-time called, 19 shots, 11 on target, 50% possession for the Isle of Man. 16 shots, 6 on target, 50% of the ball for Liverpool. A late penalty, really the only proper threat that they gave us throughout the course of the game. Assertively, we're going to say, well done, lads. Good win for us. And everyone's responded positively. Early part of the season, we just want to keep morale up as much as humanly possible. And very exciting, that does see us go 4 points clear at the top of the table. Would you believe it's Watford is the side that has beaten Manchester United? Have Watford been relegated at any point? Yes, they have. I was about to say, it's not a coincidence, I think, that Watford are someone's favourite club, and yet they are consistently very, very good in Football Manager as you get further and further into careers. Chelsea with a big win, Arsenal with a big win, Manchester City with a win as well. So the rest of the pack do keep pace, but we are now 4 points clear of Manchester United in second spot, which is fantastic for us, and a little boost to our goal difference with them conceding those 2 goals. Santana gets the man of the match award with his excellent opening goal. We're going to give him a bit of praise because his form has been excellent so far this season. Really the last remaining wonder kid of the starting 11. We've only got 3 days before the game against Atletico Madrid. We've got a couple of knocks, a couple of suspensions coming up as well. We're going to just give everyone one rest from training to try and recover that additional condition. And magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the lineups against Atletico Madrid now. Right, just like that, we've jumped forward a few days. Now, we have rotated just a little bit because really, we just need a point in this fixture and then we're pretty much guaranteed knockout round football. So I've brought Martinez back in, even though Schaefer has played relatively well, is our leading scorer for the season. He drops to the bench. I've also given Santana a bit of a spell, even though he was fantastic last game out. Haji will come in just to see he works his way back to full fitness, and Lind will play alongside him. We might take Lind out and try and get Arno Henry, maybe like 30 minutes as he works his way back from injury. You can see the likes of Warburton and Andre are playing both because they're on yellow card suspensions. I actually kind of hope they pick up a yellow card, miss the last game of the group stages, and then hopefully are on hand for the knockout rounds. I can't remember, and you can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, I can't remember if it actually resets everybody's yellow card suspensions for the knockout rounds, or if that's only in like the semi-finals, finals, something like that. Carlos Andre does make his way back into the side though, returning from suspension. Warburton comes in for Abdesamad, who sits this one out. Furkan Yilmaz continues at right wing back, while Lucas Gabriel works his way back to full fitness. Atletico Madrid, of course, can you guess the formation they're playing? It's a 4-2-3-1 because they're a big club and it's Football Manager 2020. But they do have some very good players. We played them a couple of times, a good 3-0 win in the first game in the group stages against them. We spoke about Alisson Vicente at that point, ex-Tottenham striker. They paid big money for him, £190 million, which is absolutely ridiculous to bring him across from Tottenham. And how's he done? He's their highest average rated player for this season. In the Champions League, he's got 2 goals in 4 appearances. That's not too bad. And in the First Division, 9 goals in 13. He is taking to life in the Spanish capital like a duck to water. Nizovic, ex-Newcastle wonder kid, is their captain at the base of midfield. Osakli, or Akakli, I guess you'd say. Ex-French wonder kid we looked at for a little while when we were trying to bring in inverted wingers. Decent, but hasn't really kicked on from the promise that he showed at the start of his career at Reims over in France. Fuentes, I don't know too much about. He'll play at the 10. Looks decent though, 4.5-star current and potential ability, 26-year-old Argentine. No full caps to his name, but a couple of under 20 caps in there as well. He'll look to pull the strings just in behind Vicente up top. We are going to calmly tell everybody, keep our run going and win this match, or maybe we'll just calmly tell everyone that we have faith in them, just to give them a little bit of a morale boost heading into this match. And if we get a good result, given that we are playing at home, we should effectively secure knockout round football in the competition. We'll keep an eye on other results around the place as well. It is getting intriguing for that second and third place playoff between Monaco and Sporting Lisbon. Ball in here from the corner. Ruben Martinez, we're giving him a start, and he's chipped in with his 8th goal of the season from the corner. It's a great ball in from Hisham Haji as well, it must be said. Lovely whipped corner, decent curl on it, keeping him get nowhere near it. Finds back stick, and Martinez is there amongst 3 Atletico Madrid defenders and just powers that header in far post for an early advantage. There is an immediate highlight here from kickoff for Atletico. What do we got here? Bruno with a long ball forward. It finds Fuentes, knocked back to Nizovic, and he looks for the ball over the top to Vicente, who I think was in an offside position, but Mancini does well to come out and hold. Short ball here to Esteban. Just wait for the press to come before we knock it forward, boys. Let's get that vertical tiki-taka portion going and playing it out from the back. Castro, wide right area, cuts inside, beats a couple of men on a decent little mazy run, and then he gets the strike straight at Bruno in the Madrid goal. As things stand, I think Monaco have just taken a lead and they move up into second position if results stay as they currently are. Castro with the ball here, gets to the byline. Egno with the clearance. Warburton first to it. Vicente wanted nothing to do with coming forward for that one. Castro knocks it on for Rivera and he's worked the ball home. Is he onside though? I think this is going to get pulled back for an offside. And it is indeed. It looked like when that flick-on header came in from Castro, Rivera had just gone too early. Nizovic with a free kick here for Madrid. It's a good effort. He smashed it top corner. And the first real highlight, first real danger that we've seen from Madrid is from a set piece, and it's a very well taken one. First goal of the season for the Atletico Madrid captain, Nizovic. Good goal. Like, that's proper top corner. I can't be mad at the corner. I can't be mad at the wall. I can't be mad at the keeper. I didn't see who gave away the free kick, but a very good strike. Deep throw in right-hand side. Furkan Yilmaz to take. He gets the ball back from Lind. Gives it back to Lind again, who looks a little bit longer forward, maybe too long in that instance. Vicente, flick-on header here for Madrid. Sagini, wide left area, cuts it back to Fuentes. It pinballs around, and we do manage to scramble it away. Nizovic now. Roger on the right wing, and the highlight comes to an end. We're through 30 minutes, and I think we had a good spell, and we've just slipped off a little bit. So we're going to use a get creative shout, mix it up, something a little bit different to try and finish off the half. Everyone seems inspired, but really, I need everyone to score. That's what we're after. Lind with the ball from the throw-in. Ball towards Martinez, flick-on header. Bruno that time reads it well, saves and holds. So highlight going to continue here as he looks to come forward. Ball forward to Fuentes in midfield. Lind comes across to him now. Needs to stand him up. He finds Vicente with a great pass in behind. And Vicente has put Atletico Madrid up 2-1. They're saying his decision to come out was a rash one there from Mancini. I'm not sure he did all that much wrong, to be completely honest with you. You see Fuentes as he carries the ball into his own half. It's a well-weighted pass, but why are they getting mad at Mancini? He did come flying out, but in reality, like, the guy's inside the box, 1v1 at the penalty spot. He should be coming out. He should be making himself big, dealing with the angles. There's an immediate highlight here from kickoff again. Each goal, I think, has been followed by another highlight immediately after. Carlos Andre at left wing back. Haji with the flick on header. Castro to Lind. Over to Furkan Yilmaz. Can we work a 2v1 on this right-hand side? Cut back to Castro and it pinballs around. Rivera, I think, eventually puts it home. Actually, no, it's not. It's Aritz Mena, one of the Atletico Madrid centre-backs. He's the one that gets the final touch to turn that one home. And Castro did all the work for it and probably should get credited with the goal, or at least the cutback. Actually, no, he's not going to get credited because it wasn't on target, I don't think. I think it was a ball to Rivera that Mina tried to cut out. And, you know, the animations on that 3D just let you down a little bit. It looks like a deflection. But he just stands there stonewall. He doesn't make any action. He doesn't throw his head in his hands, anything like that. Just lets it go. So at halftime, 2-2. A good one for the neutrals, but we want to try and push on and get the win. 15 shots, 11 on target, 56% possession. 6 shots, 5 on target, 44% for Atletico. Let's say passionately, we've been the better team here. Just keep doing what you're doing. And a few not in agreement, a few seem motivated. That's a good response. And there is an immediate highlight here in the second half. Esteban, Haji, switch out towards Castro. Immediate touch around the defender. He's been quite good today with his dribbling. Castro has beat quite a few men. And he seems to have the measure of that fullback that is his current matchup. Mancini from the goal kick. Forward to Warburton. Back to Mancini. Now switch out towards Carlos Andre. Defender gets a touch on it, but he does well to recover possession and get goal side. Drags a couple across. Can he work a good ball into the box? Akakli has tracked him the entire way and sent the ball back up the line. No one at the Atletico side switched onto it. Paul Harold will pick up a cheap possession. Haji with a good switch. Furkan Yilmaz is there. He's got men around him. Looks to cut it back, and it's fallen to Martinez in and around the box. I think Rivera had the initial strike. It might have hit the Atletico Madrid defender. And again, fortune favours the brave. We have been rewarded with a decent little pinball rebound in the box, and Martinez has slotted home his second of the game. Yilmaz did quite well, beats the man, gets the ball across to Rivera. It's closed down by the defence, and Martinez just swings a right foot at it, keeping to do nothing about it again. And we take a 3-2 advantage into this one. Now, can we hold a lead for really the first time in the contest? Throw in, right-hand side, Carlos Andre to take. This might be the last highlight before we make some changes. Lind with the ball now. Over to Furkan Yilmaz, who stayed forward. Good ball back stick. Harold was wide open. All he had to do was get that goal on goal, but he just balloons it over the crossbar. We're going to hit pause there. We're going to have a look at making some changes. Lind has a yellow card, so we're going to bring on Arnaud Henry. We want to try and get him 30 minutes regardless. I wouldn't say Harold's playing poorly, but he is down to 76% condition. I don't want to risk too many players at this point of the season, so we're going to give him a bit of a spell as well. We're going to trust Hikashiyam Haji to not pick up a second yellow. Castro, ball back stick towards Warburton, and all he had to do was get that on target as well, and we'd have an additional goal and additional buffer. We are going to use Old Faithful, get creative shout after an hour. They've immediately got a highlight, which is always concerning. Alfea with the ball into Fuentes. Now Roger. Wide right area. Probably Roger, I think he's Spanish. Warburton with the header. Castro with the long ball forward. Martinez is there, and he's on a hat-trick. And he's got Rivera square if he can find the cutback. Instead, he goes selfishly to himself. And it's a good save from Bruno putting it out for the corner. I want simple cutbacks. We don't see them enough. Every weekend in the Premier League, you see simple cutbacks. And then in this game, you just don't see them enough day to day. I wouldn't mind if he tried to cut it back and the defender cleared it, because that's realistic. But to see them not try and continue to shoot from poor areas is very, very frustrating. 20 minutes remaining in the match. Deep. Oh, no, sorry. It's not a free kick. It's a goal kick. I've forgotten the words for things. Long ball forward from Lambert. Ball forward to Sagini. Beats the first defender. Warburton comes across, jumps in a bad area. Yilmaz, thankfully, with the coverage. Castro, who's had a great game. Long ball forward towards Rivera. Flicks it on, but to no advantage. Ball back with Bruno now in the Atletico Madrid goal. Nizovic. Luka Luan with the long one forward. Vicente tries to bring Alfeo into play. Ogbu, Fuentes. They've worked this very nicely side to side. Sagini gets goal side. It's well shut down, actually, by Yilmaz. And Mancini comes out and claims the loose ball. Got about 10 minutes to go in the half. We're going to make that last sub. And we'll just sort by condition. In this one, Yilmaz struggling a little bit. We can have Richard do a job at right wing back just to close out the match. And we might also drop back to our positive mentality with 10 minutes remaining. Just take our foot off the gas a little bit. Invite Atletico Madrid on as they look to try and find an equaliser. And hopefully we get some space in behind. They have got a corner here though. Ogbu to take. It flies all the way through to the other side. Vicente's there. Warburton with him. Mateo with the clearance. Warburton with the flick on header now to Castro. And we're flooding forward on the far side if we can work a good switch here. Castro's just walked through the middle. No one's gone to him. And he gets the strike away. You know what? Bruno Castro deserves that goal. He's been fantastic today, the amount of times that he's taken on a man in a dribble, beaten him. And then it's a wonderful finish. Bruno did get a big chunk of it. the Atletico Madrid keeper and pushed it into the side netting. But a wonderful, wonderful run from inside his own half. And just, I don't know what goes on with the defenders here. They go to track the runners. No one goes to the ball in the end. And he's allowed to walk into the 18-yard box and rifle a shot in from about 12 yards. And 2-goal advantage heading into additional time. We should be able to get through and secure the 3 points. Wide free kick here for Castro to add to his assist tally in the game. It pinballs around and Henry nearly gets it home. I think Rivera might have gotten the last touch actually. His 10th goal of the season. And it makes it 5-2, probably cushioning the result. Hasn't been super comfortable, but we have really put our foot down in the last few minutes, which has been great to see. Good ball in from Castro. Martinez knocks it down for Henry. Warburton with a tackle, who hits the keeper, and then Rivera from probably a combined cumulative yards of half an inch outside of the goal, just manages to poke that one home to give us the 5-2 advantage. And the referee calls full-time 5-2 victors in the end. 33 shots, 16 on target, 58% possession, 11 shots, 8 on target, 42% of the ball for Atletico Madrid. And we're going to passionately tell everybody we got what we wanted, a thoroughly professional job and display. And that should be now 6 points clear at the top of our group, enough to secure us knockout round football in the next stages of the Champions League itself. You can see here quality of possession provides victory. 2 goals for Martinez gets him a 9.3 match rating and the Man of the Match award. We qualify for the first knockout round. We'll bring you the knockout round draw in the next episode. £2.32 million is going to be great for the finances as well, and Martinez deserves a little bit of praise as well for his 2 goals. Doing quite well this season. Our front, really 3 players. Schaefer's been excellent, Martinez has been excellent, Rivera's chipped in with 10 goals as well. We're getting good production out of everybody. Now, what does that do as far as the Champions League dates and schedules are concerned? We've got Group Match 5 underway or complete. We've got Group Match 6, and then we've got the Champions League first knockout round draw on the 13th of December. We do want to try and bring that to you guys in the next episode, but that might mean now that we're secure in second place, on top place of our group, that we don't bring you the Monaco game. So maybe we come back in the next episode, do the game against Newcastle in the in the Premier Division. At home, they are sitting 4th in the league. They are currently performing above expectations. And then we might also do the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Tottenham, give our reserve side a chance to get us through to the semi-finals of the first cup competition this year. Or second, I guess, if you count the European Super Cup, or I don't know, even the Community Shield's a shield. Do we include it as a cup? Who knows? But it seems like a nice way, I think, to finish off the week. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to continue to support the channel, help us grow, help us continue to create better content as we move towards FM21, you can drop a like on this video. It helps us get higher in YouTube search results when people look for Football Manager content. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release Monday to Friday right up until the release of Football Manager 2021. But more than anything, as always, I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the part that means the most to me. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.